Hi ladies, Carolyn Banner here of Body by Banner. I'm going to be bringing to you today some transverse abdominal exercises that are great for moms who have had a baby and have a little bit of abdominal separation, or sometimes called diastasis recti. But these are also good for people who aren't even moms. They're good for everyone to really work on strengthening the core, the deepest layer of the abdominal muscles. That helps with posture, it helps prevent low back pain. It keeps us safe when we're doing more dynamic exercises, and it's sort of like the Spanx, I like to call it, of the abdominal muscle, so it really helps give that nice defined waist. So I really feel that I have the most defined waist and the best abs when I'm doing these exercises regularly. I also notice that I have less potential back pain. I tend to have low back pain on my left side, and I don't tend to have it when I do these regularly, and I just seem to lift up and stand taller when I do them. So we're going to go through 6 different exercises with some options for different equipment that you can use or not use. So the kind of very basic bare bones things that you're going to need are either a chair like this, just a regular chair, or one of these yoga balls that you can do the seated exercises on. I'm going to show you alternatives for the yoga ball. There's a movement with the squats against the wall. So you have an option to do that with other things, or to do the ball squeezes that I'm going to show you with just probably a ball that you have lying around from your kids. So the things that you're going to want to find are, ideally, if you have a yoga ball, let's use that. If you don't have that, we can do something else, like a beach ball to slide up and down the wall. So you can grab one of those, or any of your kids' balls if you have children and have a small ball or soccer ball or something like that. We're going to do some squeezes, and then you can either use a pillow or even a yoga block, where we're going to have it in between the thighs here. Okay? So grab those pieces of equipment if you can, and if you don't have a carpet, we're going to want a yoga mat or a towel that you can be down on. All right, let's get started. Okay, the first exercise we're going to be doing is, the first 2 are going to be doing seated, so either on a chair or on a yoga ball. And we're going to be doing, the first one will be a seated hold. So we're going to work up to a count of 30 while we're breathing, holding everything pulled in, including the pelvic floor lifting. So we're going to hold for 30 counts while we breathe and count out loud, and then we're going to finish with 10 pulses where we squeeze even deeper. All right, so I'm going to use my hand here for different indications. So when I'm going to show you here, can you see this against the wall? So think about, like, this is my spine. This is my spine at my wrist, and this is my belly fully expanded. So think about all the air being fully expanded and relaxed. And then when we kind of are in our day-to-day, hopefully we have a little bit of a lift and a contraction with a halfway pull in. And then all the way pulled in is that suction breath, I'm going to call it, or that set breath, where we pull all the way in, belly button to the spine. So we're going to be moving through different kind of points of these. And if I'm going to be doing this, like a kind of a squeeze, think of those as the transverse abs squeezing around your spine, pulling in, belly button to the spine. So for this first one, we're going to do a set breath, which is where you're going to go from kind of that relaxed position on an inhale, and then exhale, pull everything in, and lift the pelvic floor up. So do that a couple times just to practice. So take an inhale, relax, exhale, pull everything in. Good, do that a couple more times, inhale, relax. And if that cue of inhale to relax and exhale to pull in doesn't feel good for you, then do the opposite, or do what feels comfortable for you. I'm going to use that as my cueing for you, but if you feel more comfortable saying exhale, relax, and inhale, pull in, please go for that. Do what feels good for you. Okay, hopefully you feel pretty confident and comfortable right now to start with the set breath. We're going to pull everything in, squeeze it all in. So we're going to take a big inhale, exhale, pull in, and hold here. We're going to count for 30. 1, 2, 3. Keep breathing. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Keep breathing. 12, 13, 14, 15. Count out loud with me so that you make sure you keep breathing by counting out loud. We're at 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, keep pulling in, 27, 28, 29, 30, hold here, pulses for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good, relax. kind of stretch out. Use your hands against the knees to roll through the spine, or twist a little bit in a seated twist to release the back if it feels any tightness. So work up to 30 counts of that hold, and then the pulses are just where you have that contraction and you're just quickly pulling in a little bit deeper, 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 and not releasing it at all. It's kind of like breath of fire if you've ever done yogic breathing. Okay, second exercise will be a seated squeeze. So we're going to do, seated squeeze. So we're going to do up to 100 counts of these, but we're going to start with only 20. So eventually, as you get stronger, you're going to add maybe 10 per week. Maybe so this week you do 20 each time you do these, and then the next week you do 30, and then the next week after that you build up to 100, 10, maybe adding 10 reps each time. So we're going to move between that relaxed, kind of relaxed. We're going to start with that halfway pulled in point, and moving between the halfway point and all the way against the spine. So full contraction and a half release. So we're not going to release all the way. We're going to keep some tension on those muscles the whole time between a half contraction and a full contraction. So again, let's shake it out and get started. So inhale, full relaxation, big breath, filling up that belly, and then pull it in halfway. And we're going to go for 2 counts, pulling all the way in. 1, 2, 2 counts to halfway release. Again, 1, 2, pull all the way in. 1, 2, release. 1, 2, pull it all the way in. 1, 2, halfway out. 1, 2, 1, 2. So halfway in, contraction all the way in. So just moving between those 2 points. 2, all the way in. 1, 2, halfway out. 1, 2, all the way in. 1, 2, halfway out. You can keep your hands on your belly and your upper ribs to make sure that you're keeping that contraction. And then keeping tension though, you're not going to release it all the way. Good. This one will be 10. Keep going. We're halfway there. So all the way in, halfway out. 1, 2, 1, 2. Squeeze the pelvic floor, lifting up as you squeeze all the way in. Keeping that contraction and then slight release on the exhale. Good. And again, follow your breath on these. If you need to change it up, and it feels more natural to do a contraction on the exhale or the inhale, do what feels good for you. Good, let's do 2 more. Good, 1, 2, 1, 2, and release. So that was about 20. Like I said, each time you want to add on to this. Maybe you do 10 the next week and you keep building up to 100 total. And you can do these anywhere. I love these first 2 because you can do them while you're sitting, you're feeding your child, or you're sitting on a bus, wherever, and you can just be doing these exercises without anyone really noticing. Okay, so those are the seated exercises. Again, you can do them on a chair or on the yoga ball. The next one we're going to be doing is we're going to do the squats at the wall. So I'm going to move this out of the way. I'm going to use my yoga ball. If you don't have a yoga ball like this, or a stability ball, you can use any kind of small ball like this. Basically, you just want to be able to roll up and down the wall. So you put it in the kind of lower part of your back, and then you start to sit against the wall. Walk the feet out. So I'm going to make a lot of noise as I go down. So my feet are in a position, you might have to kind of play around with it to make sure that the knees are going to go over the ankles when you go down. So adjust the feet in or out to make sure you have a good alignment. The knees are about hips distance, and you're going to be going up and down. So this ball is really loud. So for demonstration purposes, I'm going to use my yoga ball. But I just want to show you that you can do it with a smaller ball. Something like a soccer ball is actually better because it doesn't make as much noise as a beach ball. I just don't have it handy. So, yoga ball. I'm going to go against my back, kind of in the middle of my lower back. My feet are out. I'm going to kind of do one just to check in that my knees are aligned over my ankles. Okay, so it's actually a pretty good position. Then come back up. So it's going to be inhale and then exhale. And again, if that doesn't feel comfortable for you, you can reverse it. So I'm going to come down, and then as I go up, we're going to squeeze in the belly. So here we go, down, exhale, inhale, pull everything in. We're going to do 20 of these. So exhale down, relax the pelvic floor, relax the belly, exhale, pull up, exhale, Sorry if I said the opposite. Inhale, pull up. Exhale, release the pelvic floor, release the abs. Inhale, zip everything up. Good, keep going. This is 5. Putting a little bit of pressure into the ball as you go into the squat. So play around with it. Maybe the inhale feels more natural for the contraction, or the exhale feels more natural. Just kind of play around with what works for you. Good. So these exercises might feel faint at the beginning. You might feel like, am I really doing the right thing? And to be honest, it takes about a week of doing them, I would say, to start to feel the engagement, to start to really know that they're working. Good, keep it going. This is 13. I'm keeping my abs on my belly as another kind of reminder for myself to pull in, navel to spine. Good, 4 more. Gonna get a little leg workout too. Good, last one. Awesome. Okay, so yoga ball, we're done with that. I'm just set it to the side and let it roll away. So for this next one, we're gonna do a squat with a squeeze against the wall. So I'm gonna be back in the squatted position, and I'm gonna show you with 2 options here. You can use a small ball like I had before, or you can bring a pillow between your knees, which is probably the most comfortable option. I'll probably end up using that. Or I'm going to show you real quickly with a yoga block. So I'm going to be in a 90-degree angle with my knees over my ankles, knees in front of my hips, so it's parallel with the ground, and I'll be squeezing the block or the cushion, whatever I have, okay? So every exhale, we're going to squeeze in as we do. Okay, we're going to come up, give my legs a little break. So grab whatever you want. I'm going to grab this pillow. It's a little nicer to squeeze the knees against than the block. But do what you have. Come on down. Take a moment to set the breath. So I'm going to inhale, relax. Exhale, pull everything in. We're going to do 20 squeezes. We're going to start with 10, and then release, and then come back and finish 10. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, pull in, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good, come on up, because at the beginning, your legs are going to fatigue faster than your abs. So eventually you're going to do 20 total in a row, but right now I'm going to break them up. So we do 10, we're going to do 10 more right now. So once your legs kind of feel relaxed, we're going to come back down. So even here, you can set the breath before you go down. So you can do inhale, get a lot of breath. Exhale, pull the pelvic floor up, pull the navel towards the spine, wrapping the transverse abs around the spine, come back down. And here we go, 10 pulses. So you're going to pulse against the pillow. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good, I feel this both my legs and in my core. Cool, we got 2 more to go, you guys. I'm going to put these out of the way. Okay, I'm going to do the head lifts next, and then finish with the push-ups against the wall, but I have to change the computer so that I can film it the other direction. So first we're going to do the head lifts. So really, first thing here, make sure that you are not doing a crunch. So especially if you have a separation. If you're someone who's already healed the separation and you have strong transverse abs, you're fine to do crunches where you come up, you do jackknives, you do twists, you do all those things. That's fine if you have a strong, stable transverse abs. If you don't, though, if you're working on healing, if you're postpartum, please avoid all crunches. Please avoid all oblique twists for now. Please avoid frontal planks and full push-ups. We'll work towards that. But for now, we're going to work on a head lift. So the distinction is that my shoulders stay on the ground and just my head is lifting up. We're going to do 10 counts of these. I'm going to give you an option, so I want you to try them. If they don't feel good on your neck, if they feel like you're straightening your neck, I'm going to show you a couple other things you can do instead. Okay, so we'll give them a shot though. And we want to do that set breath again. So inhale, my belly expands. Exhale, pulling everything in, even using my hands to kind of feel like they're wrapping in, pulling my pelvic floor up. And then here we're going to just lift up for counts of 1, 2. Look at my belly button. Just my head's up, my shoulders stay down. 1, 2, down. 1, 2, up. 1, 2, down. 1, 2, up. 1, 2, down. That's 3. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, up. 1, 2, down. 1, 2, up. Keep contracting. 2 down. 1, 2, up. 1, 2 down. Good. 1, 2, up. We got 2 more. Down. Almost there. Good. Last 2 counts up. 2 counts down. Good job. So if that did not feel good on your neck, that feels a little bit like straining on my neck. I'm not a huge fan of those. You can do a couple other options. These are not from other workouts that I've done for transverse abs. Are heel slides, where you slide one heel out and back in. Do it maybe up to 10 on each side. If that doesn't feel very challenging, you can slide it out and then lift, kind of scooping it back in, bringing the heel down, sliding out, and then swooping it up and back in. And again, you would do that on both sides for 10 counts. Either option, sliding out or lifting and sweeping back in. So that's an option. Other one is heel taps, where you can either start with heel marches, where you just alternate from kind of this base position, lifting with control, alternating knees in to the hip line. So where they come just to the hip line. Or if you want a little more challenge, you bring them both up and you drop away. Good. Keeping the head down for these, so making sure the head's down. So those are options. When we come up and down, if you're heeling, you want to make sure you roll to one side, go up and down. All right, I'm going to set up the computer and show you a different way so you can get a different angle for the push-ups against the wall. That'll be our last exercise. Hi. Okay, so I'm back. We're going to do push-ups at the wall, and I want you to set up your hands right in front of your shoulders, palms spread out, and then your feet are right underneath your hips and your shoulders. So it's like a plank against the wall. From here, we're going to do 20 reps of push-ups or press-ups at the wall. We're going to inhale, bringing the nose to the wall. Get as close as you can, kiss the wall. And then you're going to push away. So we're going to start, that's what we're going to be doing. But first, let's do our set breath. So get everything pulled in. So take a big inhale. Exhale. Pull everything in, wrap it around the spine. And we're going to inhale here, keeping that contraction though, and then exhale, push away, deepening the contraction. So contracted the whole time, just deepening as you press away. Okay, keep going. So again, I like to exhale as I push away because for me that helps me deepen the contraction. But do again what feels best for you with the breath. The goal is to keep the contraction the whole time, and then you're deepening it as you press away from the wall. Nice job. Keep going. I believe this is 10. I've lost count a little bit. Get the arms working a little bit too. These are actually a really good first step for doing full push-ups because you don't want to do full push-ups and not have the core engaged. So even when you have the muscular strength of the arms to do push-ups, you don't want to neglect the transverse abs. You don't want to neglect the core when you're doing them. So you want to make sure you're keeping a good alignment in those push-ups and not just kind of muscling through and potentially causing injury over long-term kind of repetitive use. So this is a good way to start, really finding that alignment and the good, correct posture. Let's do one more. And you're done. Awesome job, you guys. Please leave a comment below. Let me know what you think of this. It's taken me a while to finally do a transverse ab exercise kind of routine, but hopefully it's useful for you, and I want to hear what you think. All right, let me know, guys, and have a wonderful day. Ciao!